Yes, we are live. Oh my god, I just found out that one of my clanmates actually beat the Muslim in Legacy of the Void, I think it was. So that is kind of nice. But either way, welcome ladies and gentlemen to tonight's playoffs in After Hours Gaming League. This is the first playoffs, is that what it's called? And it's we're running with best of sevens from now on. We had best of fives before, but we're rolling best of sevens for now on. And we are actually ready with our first game already. Stream is ready to go, and yeah, as you can probably see in the title, we have MLG Major League Gaming versus Humble Bundle tonight. So I'm pretty psyched about that. I got to choose exactly the match I wanted, and I actually chose two teams that I have not casted before in this season. So that's great, and hopefully the scene switcher will work properly, and we will get into the game as soon as possible with the stream as well. The stream delay is set to 2 minutes, so if any of the teams want to change that, just let me know and we'll restart it. But I think 2 minutes should be fine. We're in the playoffs, so it's a bit more serious stuff from here on out, but either way. Here we are, the countdown for the first game has begun. I think we're going to increase the volume just slightly. We'll fix that later. I think it's going to be fine. So, going to Cobra LE right now. And I think these players are kind of evenly matched. At least it should be like platinum / gold. You know, with the ladder resets, it's kind of hard to keep up. As you can see, Dole here is unranked. He hasn't actually reached level 105 just yet either. But either way, welcome to Coda LE, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first game of the night, and we are rolling with best of sevens here. So spawning in the bottom right position of this map is going to be a blue side player. Representing MLG, it's Dole. Looks like we're getting some lag spikes here. Apparently it's me. They'll probably go away as the game goes on. That's usually what happens. As some of you may know, I am from EU, not from NA, so we're getting some lag over on NA, but it usually goes away. And at the top left, spawning as our red Terran player, representing Humble Bundle, it is Ferb Burfel. I think that's how it's pronounced at least. It's kind of hard to do. Ferb Burfel. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. And yeah, hopefully the lag will settle down a bit. Let's see, am I set to referee? No, I'm not, so I can't actually talk to these players right now. But anyway, we're going to have a TVC on one of the new maps, Coda LE. I think we're rocking with the new ladder pool completely, like and we usually have, yeah, they have like maps already set up for the game, so we're rolling with the new ladder pool here. And as I said, it's going to be a TVC, one of the greatest matchups I think to watch. It's super hard to play, both as Zerg as Terran, but you know, it's just great to watch. A lot of small skirmishes out on the map, not these huge death balls that we usually see with Protoss and Terran, you know, in that matchup. So we'll see how it goes in this game. Still some lagging here, not the best, not what I want to see him starting us off. It hasn't actually happened that much recently. We'll see if these players see if they have something to say about that after this game, or if we just pause it mid-game and try to fix something. But either way, Dole here on his side of the map has decided to go for that hatchery first, and is probably going to follow it up with a pool relatively soon. It's actually gone into a pretty economic route here and actually made a few more drones before dropping down that spawning pool as well, but he's probably going to drop that very soon. Well, Ferb Burfel has decided to go for that Reaper expand. At 12-12, I do think it was like the most standard build order for Terran. Every single matchup works in every single situation, kind of. So, finally we see that spawning pool and the gas go down. Dole is just, these players are just setting themselves up like the players usually do. No sound? Getting told that we're getting no sound in chat, which is very weird. Shouldn't be like that. I don't know, I'll try to fix that, I guess. I don't know if there's anything I can do about it, because my OBS is telling me we're outputting a lot of sound. So either way, we'll see. Sound works for me. Okay, cool. So it's just one of the guys in chat that sound didn't work for. Looks like either way, the Reaper is getting in here finally to the base of Dole, starting to get some scouting intel. Of course, this Reaper is mainly here to do some scouting action, not to get any harassment done necessarily. is gonna get a drone. No, he's not gonna get a drone. Cute micro here from Dole, keeping all of his drones alive. Spore Crawler, nope. And the Zerglings do pop right here. Looks like we actually have a lot of players in chat. 13 of them are here to watch right now, which is just fantastic. And Dole, he's got this sneaky drone here, by the way, which is just great. He gets a fall on scout whenever he decides to. He can try to run up this ramp even. But for now, Dole has just gotten himself his natural up. Got a queen up there as well. Trying to keep this Reaper at bay for as long as he can. Taking the second gas right now. I don't know if that's early. That's kind of early, I guess. Just for the record, I am a Protoss player. I'm not a Terran nor my Zerg player. I played a bit of random this season, but I'm mainly Protoss player. That's kind of what I know. So my build orders for Terran and Zerg are not going to be great. Just so you know. Okay, well, Dole, I kind of expect him to go up to 3 bases relatively soon. He hasn't been droning that well, actually. As you can see, he's barely saturated his natural right here, and as he's adding on that second gas, it's gonna pop these 3 into that. Yes, so he's gonna add on this gas here at the natural as well, getting a few drones in there. So he's going to be mining a lot of gas actually early on, and as you can see, he's dropping down the road run right now at the 6:20 minute mark. Yeah, we're getting a lot of lag on stream. You know, I'll try to reset it after the game, and we'll try to see if it works for the next game. Is that fine with everyone? Should be cool. Because this has a, you know, it's kind of hard for non-partnered streams to get a good quality. But there's a lot of like lag in game as well. Hopefully we can get rid of that for the next games. As you all know, this is a best of 7, so we have a lot of games to go through either way. So now Dole, he has delayed his third base by a lot, and he's instead going to be focusing on roaches. Okay, cool, sound is fixed. So he's going to be focusing on roaches here. He's got metabolic boost to follow it up as well. And if he doesn't deal a lot of damage with his roach push, he's going to be a bit behind. Because if you go to the income tab, our turn player is almost even on harvesters. And that is not good. As a Zerg player, you want to stay ahead, because mules just do a whole lot in mining for the Terran player. And Ferdburfel also has this SCV over here at the third base, and he's scouting out. He's looking for that third base right now. He's wondering where is it? What is my opponent doing right now? He should be up to at least 3 bases at like 8-minute mark. So unfortunately, he doesn't quite spot these roaches here. Dole did a nice job of cleaning up that marine, hiding his roaches, and now he's going to be just walking across the map to try to take down his opponent. Unfortunately here for Ferdburfel, he has got a lot of Hellions and a lot of Marines, and these units aren't good at all versus roaches. Roaches deal 16 damage per shot, which is quite a lot, and Hellions deal 8 damage to non-light units. He's got 1 Marauder here, which is actually what he needs right now. But he's not going to be able to hold this Ling Roach Bust that Sue made so, like, he standardized this attack, I guess, in GSL, sorry, versus Innovation. There we go, messing up all the names. So here we go, the 5 bendings here, that's going to be 400 damage, and they're going to be able to break through one of these supply depots without a problem. This isn't even a full wall up, but he's going to take down one of the supply depots either way, losing a lot of Zerglings to these Hellions though. But now the roaches are in here. A nice concave coming out of Ferdburfel though, and dealing a lot of damage to these roaches. A nice lining up here also for the Hellions, so Ferdburfel doing a great job of holding that off. I feel like Dole actually sacrificed a lot of links into that depot. Could have just sent the banelings up, gotten rid of it, and then just moved in with his links later on. But instead, he's now going to be stuck on 2 bases, just on pure Ling Bling Roach. He's starting to drone out of this as well, making 4 harvests right now. He's going to try to transition out of this later on, I do think. He's going to try to go for it once more. The wall is now getting re-established. But Ferdburfel, he scouts this out with 2 medevacs. Are you going to go for it? He hasn't got anything at home to defend. You got to pull the medevacs back, bro. You had this. He had a defender, I thought, and now he leaves with 2 medevacs, and I was gonna lose his entire main base just to do some harassment. Oh my god. Ferdburfel, you had it all covered. So now I was gonna try to deal as much damage as possible with these medevacs. There are a lot of units in here, don't get me wrong, but Dole has been given a lot of time here to deal a lot of damage. Now Ferdburfel or Dolrad is going to be evacuating his entire main base. He's got 7 roaches and 6 Zerglings coming in, and he's going to start dropping spine crawlers here on the low ground as well. I do think he's going to be fine against this, you know, fortunately for Ferdburfel, Terran structures rather can lift. They can get out of there, but he hasn't got any hostas left, I don't think. 6 of them right now. And mules are good, but they're not that good, you know. can't just be 30 workers behind it, not mining, and get back into it because of mules. No. Dole is going to be cleaning this up. Supply is 11 to 77. And that is going to be GG. Third Burful, that was unfortunate. He defended the main push, but he just couldn't quite hold on there. So, let me get this. My cell phone up, my flashlight. There we go. Get some light up in this. So, how was the lag? I think the lag was kind of bad. We'll see what the players think of this. I think it was a bit stuttery, and if the players want me to, I can try to fix it for the next game. Okay, they didn't notice anything, so it was just on my side. By the way, I need to adjust the scores. You see my great overlay I've got going on here? This is what I've got to work with, so I gotta make it happen. Score? Yes, I do think Major League Gaming took that first game. So the current score is going to be 1-0. Of course, we don't want to mess up these players with some lag when we're in the playoffs. Do some serious stuff here. Okay, we're gonna try to do a unit preloader. I've already done it, but I usually fixes some laggy stuff. But I think it's just the fact that we are on NA, and from time to time, you know, you can have a bit of lag, a bit of delay. But you're probably going to be getting into this game as well. So going into unit preload right now. The StarCraft scene switcher is going to show you exactly what is going on. Oh my god, so this is not a legit game, don't worry. I don't know if you can see that on stream, but we do have some stalls up here, and that's not good at all. Dropping frames, network spikes. How was sound, by the way? We have some downtime here. How was sound in that game? Was it cool? Was it alright? Cool. Unit preloaded done. What was it? Okay. Apparently I didn't experience that much lag, so that was good. Are we ready with game number 2? Well, what? We've been waiting for game number 2 for quite a while, I think. And nothing's really happening. Well, we'll see. Okay. Andy from Team Humble Bundle is going to be setting up the next game, so we're waiting for him to do that. It feels quite nice to have a lot of people here. It's kind of wonderful. And I usually get a whole lot of viewers on my solo streams. I do streaming for SV or casting for SV Rush as well. Usually get a bit more viewers there, but it's nice to see people joining in here as well. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a follow. Yes. The shameless plugs. Oh my god. There we go. Invite to the second game is here. And hopefully we won't be wrecking the game. perfect sound. Thank you, Parsep. Parsep, I like you. Discussing things in chat. Let me know that I have perfect sound. It just feels great. And the reason as to why I'm asking why my replies are kind of delayed to chat is of course because we're running a 2-minute delay. So every time you hear me talk, I did that 2 minutes ago. Okay, it looks like we are in the lobby. Let's check out the players. Because with the ladder reset, a lot of the leagues are not quite correct. So Andy has been in Master 1 time, and Master is kind of good, don't get me wrong. But only one time. It could have been a long time ago. But no, apparently he has been in Diamond in 2015, he's been in Diamond in 2014, Master 2014, so solid player here. Andy representing Humble Bundle. And representing MLG is going to be Welch's. And let's check out his profile. He's been in Diamond once. And in the previous season he was in Gold. The season before that he was Platinum, Platinum, Platinum. So looks like a solid Gold Platinum player. And Humble is like a solid Diamond / Masters player, I guess. So we'll see. Here we go into the second game of the night. Humble Bundle versus Major League Gaming. Oh yes. We're going into Echo. I love Echo. I love these maps that have a different set of colors, just because they're a lot more beautiful than the other like clunky, old, boring maps. Like a lot of dark maps, I don't like those because it just it doesn't feel that great to play on them. You don't get happy from them. Okay, so welcome ladies and gentlemen to Echo Ellie. Spawning in the top left as our red Protoss player representing Humble Bundle, it's Andy. And in the bottom right, as our blue Terran player representing Major League Gaming, it's Welch's. Welch's. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a TVP, and as I said earlier in the previous game, I am more of a Protoss player than I am a Terran or a Zerg player. I've been in Diamond with Protoss a lot of times. I've been like Diamond with Random, but I'm not that good with all the other races. I'm a lot better with Protoss. Hang on, no, that's the wrong one. Current score is 1-0 in favor of Major League Gaming. So hopefully analysis will be a bit better in this game. It was kind of hard for me to analyze a TVC, but here we go. I'm gonna try to do a bit better in this game. So Andy going here for an 11 gate, which is really weird. It is a 2-play map, so I guess he has the potential to go for some early aggression with perhaps an early Stalker and Munchip Core combo, or Zealot Stalker perhaps. That's my guess for why he's going for an early supply or early gate with that 11 gateway, following it up with a 13 gas. And he just usually go for a 13 gate and a 15 gas, but he just goes for 11 gate and 13 gas. He just puts it two supply ahead of the standard build order. So Andy, he wants to rush out everything basically. Of course, this hurts his income quite a bit. It delays his pro production, but he's gonna have a lot more army a lot earlier on. So now he's got 3 Geyser, or 3 harvesters in that Geyser, and the first gateway is finished up. Satellite score coming down immediately, and I do think it's going to go for some early aggression right here. Andy has also sent out a probe on the map, which is kind of weird to me. I don't really know why he's doing this. He's already invested quite a bit into the early gateway and Subnautic core, so he can't really abandon his plan right now. He has to go through with it, and there's certainly not a lot for him to scout right now. I guess if it were a 2 racks or something, he would have seen it, but nope. Just going to see a barracks here with a tech lab add-on immediately. Ooh, early Marauders here. I don't really know if this is good or bad for Andy. His Stalkers are not going to do anything, but I guess Munchip Core can do something here. We'll see. We'll see. If he hasn't even started Munchip Core. He hasn't got enough gas for a Munchip Core. He's just going to go for the early stock. This is going to get shut down. He cannot be aggressive at all with this. Just going for the early gateway, early gas, and now he's getting a lot of probes as well. I guess this was just to feels weird to be aggressive without the Mothership Core to me, because the Mothership Core grants you so much. It gives you vision, it gives you a lot of damage as well. A Mothership Core can take on 2 Marines single-handedly, and now it's gonna go for the Nexus instead. So I don't know why he dropped the super early Gateway here, but either way, we're going to be stepping into a more of a standard mid game from here on out. And I do know we're experiencing some lag in this game as well. I'm gonna try to restart the stream, set the FPS to 30 instead. Usually works alright with 40, but I'm gonna have to go with 30 I think this time, because for some reason network's not looking too great. So Andy is going for the robotics facility to follow this up, and this is quite an early robot before the 5-minute mark. That's super early basically, and it's gonna give him early Immortals, early Observers, early Colossus, early everything basically, and that is just going to be it's just going to be great for him. But what he has to watch out for are these Marauders. Marauders deal a whole lot of damage to armored units such as Colossus or Stalkers, for example. So we'll see if he takes straight to Colossus. I don't expect him to, since this was such an early robo. I think he's gonna get perhaps an Immortal out first of all, or an Observer, but we'll see. And since he's only like on 1 base so far, it would be weird for him to take that early to Colossus. Now mine is gonna try to move out here for Welch's, but Andy's got some sick map control with these Stalkers, gonna shut the mine down. And now Welch is gonna try to go for a Marauder push, kind of. Marauder Widowmine push, I guess, following it up with the Stop It as well. We'll see if he goes for some sort of weird drop, perhaps. I've never really seen this build from Terran players at all. They usually follow it up or open up with the barracks with a reactor on, right? Not the tech lab. So going for these early Marauders, not the most standard of plays here. Now Andy is at home. He backed off with the Stalkers. He's gonna take map control with his Observer instead. I think that Widowmine scared him quite a bit. I think he's expecting some sort of aggression. As you can see, he's chronoboosting this Immortal out. He doesn't really know what is going on right now. So Welch has got his expansion up and running. As you can see in the harvest account, Protoss is far ahead. This is to be expected though. Chrono boost and, you know, getting the slightly early Nexus out is going to grant him a few more harvesters. But as we all know, Terran, they do have the mules, man. The mules do a whole lot for them. As they get more energy up, more bases up, they're going to be mining a whole lot more with less and less SCVs. So the most important thing for Andy right now is to not lose a lot of harvesters to this Widowmine drop that is coming in. If he does lose a whole lot of probes, he's going to be far behind in the economy. That's just a fact. But since Andy, you know, he's been at Masters a couple of times, I do expect him to react pretty quickly to this, since he's only on 2 bases. Also got the Mothership Core here. He can drop a photon overcharge with that if he decides to do so. So now Wedge is going with the armory right here. Is that a second factory? He's gonna go mech right here. Yes, wonderful. Widowmine, yeah, there we go. Quick reaction timing from our Protoss player. Wedge is gonna leave 1 with mine, I guess. Why are you... he's not picking it up, that was kind of weird. He's gonna leave 1 mine here to camp around. We'll see if he gets a second shot off. There's that Observer coming back, so he's not gonna get a second shot. And Andy's actually got a pylon out here, that's pretty cute. So Welch is going to go mech right now. This is kind of lovely. I don't see mech a whole lot. And mech versus Protoss, I personally, as a Protoss player, I think it's pretty easy to shut down once you get up to 3 or perhaps 4 bases. Ooh, it actually got a second shot off. That was kind of cool. Killed 4 harvesters. Just because it's so easy to shut it down. You have a lot of direct counters. Immortals, just freaking amazing. Storm, you know, even if the Terran player tries to get Banshees in there and try to deal with that, you know, you can have Storm against the Banshees, you know, and Immortal's so good versus Thors and tanks, and you know, they're decent against Hellbats as well, even though they're not armored. But you know, we'll see how well just plays this out. It's got this Banshee up here right now, but a cannon did get placed down here from Andy, as he reacted to those Winnow mines. He's got 1 in the main base as well, yes, and he hasn't scouted anything. So he doesn't really know that this Banshee is coming, unless he's got some super sick game spider senses tingling. So where did this Banshee from Welch's actually go? Is it staying at home? It's staying at home for now. I would actually like to see him move out with that, at least try to get some map control or something, because right now he's just going to be turtling up on 2 bases, I guess. I don't think that's a position that's super good against a Protoss player that is as strong as Andy is. If Andy decides to go up to 3 bases, which I think he is going to relatively soon, unless he wants to go super crazy strong with this push. Okay, he's got 6 more gates finishing up. I guess he wants to go super crazy with this push. And he's also chrono boosting up +1. It looks like Andy actually wants to deal a whole lot of damage with this push. I thought it was just to get some map control, but nope. He wants to deal damage, man. He doesn't want to go to 3 bases. Oh, he's got the observer here in a beautiful position as well. Takes out that mine. And what has Welch actually got? He's got a lot of marauders here. He's got 1 bunker that hasn't got any units. Where are the units? Welch's, where's your army, man? He hasn't got anything to defend. It's 46 supply to 49 in the army. And yeah, that tank's in a beautiful position up on that high ground. And is able to deal a whole lot of damage. I think it actually took out like a sentry, or at least dealt a lot of damage to a lot of these units, since they do clump up very easily. Are we going to see an expansion now from Andy? Just realize that this is probably not going to kill his opponent. Where are you going? You're going here? Yes. It looks like he's going to try to expand with this pro right now. And he's also retreating, or just finding a better position for his army. Patrolling around, looking for angles. Ooh, he's gonna go for this 3rd base instead, all the while getting up his Twilight Council. Now he's starting to take. He knows that he's up against mech right now, so Immortals are being produced. Boom, and 2nd Twilight. There we go. He's gonna go into Blink. Not a huge fan. Of course, it's a decent upgrade versus mech. I would like to see Charge as well, but since Chargers can get shut down very easily by Hellbats, I guess it's still a very valid choice to go for the Blink upgrade. Yeah, I would like to see the charge upgrade as well later on for our Protoss player. And I would also like to see Templar Archives as it gets up to those 3 bases. For now, Welch is going to have a pretty sick army advantage actually. He's managed to get out a lot of Marines and a lot of Banshees as well. As I talked about earlier, Immortals are just great versus a lot of the mech units, but as you can probably figure out on your own, they're not that good against Banshees. And he has got a whole lot of anti-air here. Banshees just deal a whole lot of damage to Stalkers and Serenity very quickly. And now we have one of the greatest battles so far in this game. I think a lot of Banshees, no, 1 Banshee fell only, I think. And Colossus did get some nice shots off on those Thors. And Colossus actually surprisingly good against Thors. But for now, Welch is just claiming some map control, pushing out into the middle of the map. And is he going to go up to 3 bases himself? Yes, he is. So, not going to stay on 2 bases for now, turtling up. Instead, going up to 3 bases. Lovely to see. I love the macro games, man. And since we very rarely get to see mech, it's just nice to see mech from time to time. Now, Andy's going to be a bit supply blocked here, unfortunately. I think he lost his forward pylon here. Yep, he did manage to kill off the SV here with a warped-in Zealot. So, there's that 2nd SV coming right now, managing to delay the command center for a few seconds. So, how does Andy actually play this out against his Terran opponent? He's going to go into Stargate instead of the Templar Archives. I guess it's a good choice. I mean, Mass Void Rays can deal with mech very easily if it decides to do that. It's just that the Thor... I don't know. I actually have no idea how Void Ray fares... How Void Rays fare against mech. I have no idea since I never use them. I used them once or twice in PvP, but that's kind of it. So, Andy's gonna try to claim back some of this map control right now, pushing out, taking one of the ramps right here. And now only Thors are here, you know, pure Thor composition. This is basically what it is. Sure, he's got a few Marines sprinkled in as well, and the Banshees, but pure Thor isn't going to be that great, because they're easily counted by these Immortals, as we can see right here. The Banshees, though, giving chase to this Protoss army, and look at this, as the Banshee count rises, it's going to get increasingly hard to deal with them. Fortunately though for Andy, he's got cannons placed out all over his bases for now. He's gonna go up to the 4th base. And yes, he's starting Phoenix production. This is what these targets are for, of course. He wants to deal with these Banshees in a very easy way. As his Phoenixes deal a lot of damage to light units. He's going to be utilizing that against these Banshees right here. But now Welch is making a move on this 4th base of Andy, or 3rd base rather. Colossi getting some nice shots off on those Marines. Stark is blinking forward, but the Banshee's dealing a whole lot of damage to these Colossi. Only 1 Colossus remains for now. Immortals though managing to break through these Thors, dealing a whole lot of damage. Now, can Andy actually clean up these Banshees? That is going to be the real problem here. Has got an observer nearby units. He has a gun on observer. He's producing one right now, and it's just so annoying for Andy. I can really relate to his pain. The cannon here granting him some detection for now. Phoenix is trying to move in, but 4 very low on HP Banshees to remain right here. Dark Shrine is coming in from Andy, and this is a good decision. Having DT sprinkled into your mix, they can be really hard to detect first of all, but you can also use them for harassment later on. Welch's has spotted this sneaky pylon of Andy's though, and he's going to clean that up with some Banshees. Also cancels his hidden command center up here, so that is nice for Andy though. Loses 1 pylon to cancel that command center, really nice for him. And now look at this, I see already got +3 going. Upgrades. +2/+2. Okay, actually Andy is ahead right now. The production tab is starting +3 as well. +3/+3. Okay, cool. Andy is looking to be in a good position, but Welch's is trying to expand to his 4th base right now, and so is Andy, as you can see here. I do think these players are relatively even right now, but what I've been trying to say this entire cast without really finding words for it is that I don't think mech scales that well against Protoss. As I said, once you get up to 3 or 4 or more bases, it's going to be increasingly hard for the mech player to make anything happen. Perhaps I just played some really bad mech players, but it's hard to deal a lot of damage with tank compositions against like Templar Immortal compositions, just because, oh my god, can you kill off the Banshees? Just because they do not scale well at all against Protoss units. It's kind of like how Roach Hydra plays out in CVT. If you hit a nice timing, you can definitely deal a lot of damage versus Bio, but it doesn't scale well into the late game. You have to hit a nice like 2-2 timing or something. So now Andy's gonna try to sneak in with his DTs here, but the tanks and marines actually delaying them for a few seconds there. But now the DTs are in the mineral line. Oh, well, just focusing down the geyser. Control them, man, control them. And now Welch is going to react to this. Oh my god, they're dealing so much damage with that +2 attack. It's like 40-55, there we go. Dealing a whole lot of damage to this planetary, trying to take it down very quickly. But as we all know, SVs can repair it if need be. So he decides to focus down the SVs instead, which do die from 1 swing of those, like, side blades? I don't know, there's something. So now Andy is going to claim this base instead of Welch's. As we all know, Welch's tried to expand there earlier, but was denied by Andy. So instead, Andy going to be securing that expansion. And look at this, Andy's actually be getting up a lot of Phoenixes right here. And it's going to be getting a fleet beacon as well. Is this going to be for carriers and Tempest, or is it just going to be for that Phoenix upgrade? I like to think that it is for carriers and Tempest, and I think he's going to be getting out a lot of carriers, because there isn't actually that much potent anti-air out right now for Welch's. What he's got is Thors. He's got quite a few Marines, but you know, unupgraded Marines without combat shield, without Stimpack, aren't going to do anything versus Thors, or versus carriers rather. So now more harassment coming out of these Phoenixes, and as we all know, they are super quick, super agile, and they're just able to deal a whole lot of damage to these mineral lines without turrets. You know, there is no time for turrets to be really established there on these bases. And now Tempest are going to be produced. This is cute. I don't know why I expected carriers, but it's because I've watched a lot of Legacy of the Void recently, and as we all know, they got a buff in Legacy of the Void, so in Hotted Swarm they're still just as bad as they've always been. Take a long time to build, and they aren't really that effective in general. I think they take like twice as long time as a Tempest. No, they take like 100 seconds to build, as long as a Spire, so that's kind of ridiculous. DTs are here dealing a lot of damage as well, wrecking these supply depots for now. They're gonna get cleaned up though, unfortunately, by that scan. But how are things going for Welch right now? As we all know, it's getting cleaned up by these Phoenixes. Like, they're just wrecking the mineral line. And if you go to the harvest account, it's 43 harvests, it's 72. And as you can see, you know, Mule's doing something for him, I guess. But it's still not mining as much as his Protoss opponent does on 4 bases, or 5 bases. Well, he's technically mined out in his main base, so 4 bases right now. And I do think Andy, he's gotten himself into a very good position in this game. I'm actually curious on the APM, by the way. Oh, wow, 64 from Welch's. That is not that high at all. Actually, and Andy wasn't really pushing it either. It was 110, so as well know, APM isn't like equal to skill at all. Now, third and fourth stock is going to be added on as well. We're going to be going into a lot of tempests here, and Welch just has no idea about. I mean, he's got a healthy amount of Vikings here, but I don't know if he knows that there are a lot of tempests out necessarily, or if these Vikings are just here to try to deal with these Phoenixes. Whoops, some more lag. Yeah, we're gonna try to set the stream to 30 earlier. As I said, 30 FPS instead of 40. We'll see if that fixes it. Now, Ravens are going to be produced as well, I think, like Secret Missile down the Phoenix or something. But I think Andy is going to try to sack these from here on out. Just try to get some damage done with them. But he doesn't want to keep them alive, really. Because they can't really do a whole lot for him in the final engagement. At least that's what it looks like to me for now. Finally, he's getting up to Storm as well. Something I love to get in TVC or in PvT versus mech. Also, shields upgrades, man. Shields upgrades are just never used at all in any matchup by the pros player. In PvC, you want to prioritize that plus 3 attack before you get anything else, and shields are just never used. It's gonna sack these cells as well. I don't think he expects them to do a whole lot against these planetary. But gonna try to send them in nonetheless, try to deal some damage, and perhaps pull wedges out of position, which is what Andy is accomplishing with those solids. He's gonna run into the natural instead, perhaps get a Thor for his efforts. Yes, he's going to get a Thor without a problem here. It cannot be repaired. Sorry, son. And I think Andy's just waiting for the right moment to strike. It's up to 192 supply for now. It's going to be getting up to 200 very soon as well. So he's just waiting for the right time to strike, and, you know, or perhaps just tire Welch's out. I think Welch's is tired of all of this harassment. He's gonna try to go finish off this base of our Protoss player. And I do think Andy is going to do his best to defend it. Oh my god, Welch is having a nasty surprise here, seeing all of these Tempest shots. It's going to be hard for him. He hasn't got any anti-air basically. Look at the units have. He's got 8 Vikings and Thor, 20 Marines, but those Marines are not going to do anything in this battle right now. Vikings falling like flies to these Tempests. And Phoenixes are actually still being pretty effective in this game. But Welch is down to 91 supply to 199 of Andy. Cells are wrecking the main base of Welch is on the other side of the map as well. Turrets getting cleaned up, supply depots getting cleaned up. And Andy is going to be taking this game for Humble Bundle right here. Tying the series up 1-1. Right? Perhaps Welch just doesn't want to leave it just yet, but he must have seen how large the army of Andy actually is. But still, he's gonna try to stick to this game, I guess. Try to make something happen. He's still mining quite a healthy amount, but he hasn't got any production. He's got double factory. He's got quite a lot of minerals banked though. He's gonna try to add on more production facilities. Those are not going to be done in time, unfortunately. I think Andy is on the move right now. He's out for blood, man. Making a lot of cannons here. Oh my god. Now he's gonna try to take down this planetary fortress down, and well, he's just gonna abandon that. No point in trying to defend that. He knew it was a lost cause. Now Andy, bruh, you gotta move in or what? Oh my god, he transferred all his SVs over to this planetary fortress instead to mine some over here, repairing it up. DT is trying to make something happen. Turret is here, unfortunately. Planetary is here, taking those out with ease. Now Andy at 194 supply instead of 200 is gonna try to move in here, and the entire army world just is here, and as you can see, it's very small. Storm's going down as well. Welt's gonna try to repair this. I'm gonna see storms on this V, storms on this V, storm. Oh my god, 45 harvesters in total were killed off during that storm massacre. Secret Missile does go off on nothing, I do think. And I think this is going to be it for Welch. He's at 20 supply right now to 186, 14 supply, 194. He's got 1 tank on the high ground. There's going to be the GG from Welch's. Oh my god, that was a long and drawn out game. But in the end, you know, it was pretty even in the early stages of the game. But Andy just being a bit stronger of a player, I do think. Yes, getting the lights. I'm going to be starting the stream. I think very quickly. So it's going to be taking 2 minutes, and I'm going to be back here. So stay with me. I'll be back.